If you take a small amount of damage in Subnautica from, say, a tiger plant or radiation, you can usually just brush it off with no worries in the world. But if I take a small amount of damage, I immediately die and the world gets deleted. Why am I doing this? Let's load up a hardcore world, run the damage 100 command to activate the 100 times damage multiplier, and let's see how long we can last. 3, 2, 1. What? So apparently, when you first load into the game normally, you're at like 80 health, but since I already have the damage multiplier on, that missing health means I instantly die! Anyway, we bypass this problem by just holding escape to skip the cutscene. Attempt 2, and I'm actually able to leave the life pod, which is a great sign. We start by grabbing some copper, titanium, and acid mushrooms to make an oxygen tank and scanner, then we head to the neighboring kelp forest to grab some seed clusters. We also make sure to keep a very keen eye on the stalkers. We don't want to instantly die to any hostile creatures now, do? Okay, let's do this again! This time, I'm locking in. I've got Exyl Subnautica Remix blasting in my ears. I'm not going near any caves until I get the sea glide. I decided that if I wanted to explore the kelp forest, I'd first have to make a set of armor. Now, a lot of you guys might not know this, but there's actually a secret armor set in Subnautica made with one fish. As you can see, when we get hit by this stalker, we don't get hit by this stalker. Do we want to peek inside the cave? It might have a lot of sandstone. Nah, it's too scary. We used our resources to make some gear like a knife and, more importantly, the sea glide. Now that we can outrun crashfish, there's pretty much nothing left in the safe shallows that can kill us. So we just played some regular Subnautica for the next while, which includes looting some sandstone, looting some limestone, robbing a bank, looting some quartz, curing cancer, and looting some table coral. All to be able to get more decked out with a builder tool, a welder, a bag of air, and a bottle of air. You know, just basic day-to-day activities. We receive a radio message from some dude named Ozzy who's clearly never played Subnautica before. He's worrying about a sea creature eating through the hull of his life pod, but that is not possible. Here is video proof of that not being possible. But he did mention he landed near the Seamoth Bay, which is perfect because my next goal is to make a Seamoth. Fun fact, the Seamoth has a health bar. An even funner fact, health bars take damage. Health bars in this world take 100 times the damage they'd normally take. So you may be wondering why I'd even want the Seamoth if it's got the hull integrity of the Ocean Gate Titan submarine. Well, here's an even funner fact, I didn't realize that the Seamoth health was actually affected until much later, so I had just assumed that I'd be completely safe. So we headed to the western grassy plateaus in order to get the Seamoth blueprint as well as any other blueprints that we can find from the wrecks located here. This wouldn't be an easy feat, as the grassy plateaus are home to sand sharks, tiger plants, and biters, which could all instantly end my run without me seeing them coming. But I eat feets for breakfast! Thankfully, tiger plants are predictable. They cannot swim around due to the spikes on their body weighing them down. That is why you've never seen a cactus swim before. Sand sharks are kind of predictable, apart from this one time where one attacked me when I wasn't predicting it. But biters are the worst thing ever because 1, they're tiny, and B, they're silent, meaning you can't tell that one's attacking you until after your screen's gone black with a "you died, game over" message. So to avoid the biter problem, we had to constantly move around, which was quite a hassle, especially when scanning the blueprint fragments. So after grabbing the Seamoth blueprint, we had to find the mobile vehicle bay blueprint, as you cannot enjoy a nice fried egg if chickens don't exist. We found a wreck that had the mobile vehicle bays we needed, as well as the beacon fragments and the compass data box. Speaking of the compass, I'm planning to never go east at all, as the unnamed crew member from LifePod 6 states, "There's radiation. If I accidentally step into an irradiated zone for even a second, I'll instantly die. So I'm not going anywhere near the Aurora until after I get the radiation suit." Now that that's aside, after looting limestone, limestone, and limestone from this completely balanced and totally not overpowered at all coral tube, we made the beacon, and also the mobile vehicle bay, and also the Seamoth. I'm not sure why I risked my whole save file to enter the Seamoth as it fell on top of me. I'm like 90% sure that that damages you. Now that we had a Seamoth and some decent gear, I decided to set up a base.
What's the best spot to build a base?
Well, to answer this question, I went on YouTube to do some research. I found this YouTube short made by this random unemployed loser, and he says that the northwestern mushroom forest is a great base location. So being the absolute architect that I am, I made a tuning fork-shaped base. Am I an architect or an artist? I can't tell. I needed some table coral to make a fabricator, and according to the YouTube short, there's table coral growing on the roots of the bit. And that's how I learned that vehicles are affected by the damage multiplier. Come on, repair tool, do something! Hey look, there's table coral here. Another nice thing about the mushroom forest is the floor is littered with moonpool fragments, so we were very able to unlock the moonpool recipe. But since I no longer have a sea moth, the moonpool quickly becomes about as useful as a nest in a world where chickens and eggs don't exist. So we grinded for, actually not that long, for the resources to make a second sea moth and a moonpool. Now I can stop using that stupid analogy. Now that we have a... Oh, shit, my base is flooding. Now that we have a moonpool, I decided to get a rebreather. Normally, I wouldn't care about getting a rebreather until a bit later, since the Seamoth is free oxygen anyway, but if my Seamoth were to theoretically explode while I'm hundreds of meters deep, I want to be able to make my way to the surface without any risk of drowning. For the fiber mesh, we needed some creepvine samples. Another advantage of building in the mushroom forest is we're right next to a kelp forest, so it only takes a few seconds to go-
How did I break the creepvine in one hit?
Hold on, wait. And that's how I learned that everything is affected by the damage multiplier. You deserve to die for skipping the line at the cafeteria. You deserve to die for not letting a pregnant lady take your seat on the bus. You deserve to die because you cut me off in a Woolworths car park. You deserve to die for the sole purpose of extending a bit on a mediocre Subnautica video to stretch the video length by 7.32 seconds so I can make an extra half a sec. So we made the rebreather. And the compass. Let's go to the floating island! Wait, no, I can't risk dying to the crabs. And full damage. Okay, well, since we're right next to it, let's explore the sparse reef wreck. This wreck contains so much good loot that we'll need to get eventually, so we may as well get it now. God damn it, dude! Repair tool, do something! The full inventory of some of the most valuable resources in the game will never make up for the loss that I experienced today. If you'd like to watch me cry, I'm selling tickets via Pinterest. One of my next major objectives is to go to the Aurora. Since it's going to be quite stressful with the damage multiplier, I want to get it out of the way as soon as possible. And since the Aurora exploded while we were at the sparse reef... Oh, by the way, the Aurora exploded while we were at the sparse reef. Am I too late to say that? Nah, my videos always have coherent timelines. So we scanned some laser cutters for the Aurora and made 96 ounces of water using 8 bottles of bleach. The laser cutter needed a cave sulfur, which you can get by evicting a crash fish from its home. Even though you can easily outswim a crash fish with a sea glide, it's still so stressful coming face to face with the bomb with a face. After grabbing the sulfur, we spent an embarrassingly long time rearranging the batteries in our tools before making the laser cutter. I realized that the repair tool isn't that useful since our Seamoth is always going to be at either 100 health or 0. The final items we needed for exploring the Aurora were the radiation suit and the Wait, I need to unlock the propulsion cannon. Give me a sec. The underwater islands should be over here. Yep, and here's the wreck. Here's one of the fragments that I need. Ah, damn it, I need to grab some oxygen. Hey, nice flip, dude. That was so cool. But if you ever scare me like that again, I'm deleting your pathfinding AI from the code. Perfect. Here's the second propulsion cannon fragment that we need.
The final items we need to explore the Aurora were the radiation suit
and the propulsion cannon. You know what? Let's make another Seamoth while we're at it. They're not that hard to make, and it's essentially a one-time free pass to taking damage from something stupid. Okay, let's go to the Aurora. To avoid taking any damage from cave crawlers, I'm not actually going to shoot them away with the prop cannon because that uses way too much power. Instead, I'm going to swing them behind me and use the momentum of my camera to fling them away from me. This way, I can get rid of every crab I see while keeping enough battery power for later. Okay, I think that's all of them, but we just have to be so incredibly careful not to take any stupid damage. Can't step in fire, can't fall more than half a meter, can't do anything without thinking a step ahead. Let's carefully walk over the bridge. Now let's carefully walk up. Oh shit, I'm stuck. No. Was that it? My only chance to beat this challenge? Gone because rain made from fire fell and landed next to me? Of course not. I'm not accepting the fact that I played for 3 hours just to fail at the second major roadblock. And besides, according to people that are way smarter than me, giving up is the only true way to fail. So, I loaded up a new hardcore save file, did pretty much the same stuff as before, only differences this time being the fact that early on in the save file, I took a quick little risky dive down into the jelly caves to get a multi-purpose room, and I also changed my base location from the mushroom forest to the edge of the sparse reef. As the name suggests, it's a reef. This reef's wildlife and plant life are something present only in small amounts and numbers, which is widely spread or scattered over a large area. I wish there was a word to describe this, maybe a word that starts with S? Point being, it's safe here, and we're also very close to many things that we'll need later. I was also reminded that the floating island has an exterior grow bed that isn't near any Degasi bases, and therefore we can scan it without any risk of dying to crabs. I was very proud of myself for doing this, but since I destroyed gel sacks in one hit, it's literally impossible to farm from them since you only get one seed if you kill it instantly. Probably something I should have thought about before. According to people who are most certainly smarter than me, making mistakes is how we learn and become better versions of ourselves. But I don't want to make any mistakes, which is why before exploring the Aurora again, I planned a route in a creative safe hour which minimizes the risk of me taking any damage. I'm ready. Round 2. Let's bring our shiny new Seamoth over to the Aurora. Oh look, a time capsule. Please give me something good. Oh, like a Boar Vessel 600 to 500 BC Etruscan ceramic bank. Wait. Nothing? This time capsule had nothing in it? Disappointment aside, it's time to show you my new foolproof no damage Aurora exploration route. Oh, sparse, that's the word I was looking for. Once you're at the Aurora, shoot the crabs away. Go through the bottom entrance this time. There's a fire extinguisher on the wall. Take it and extinguish everything, including the sun. Take a more healthy sun from a different solar system and replace the old sun with it. Weave around the electricity in this room. Laser cut through this door. Make a cup of tea while waiting for the laser cutter to do its thing. Swim up through the backmost side of this hole to avoid the rain made out of fire. Swim through this pipe network. Avoid the electricity. Loot crates along the way. You will now be in the prawn bay. Scan the prawn suit. Apparently, scanning an entire prawn suit isn't enough for your PDA to learn how to make it, so scan 3 more entire prawn suits. Be very careful not to take any fall damage climbing over these boxes. Head into the supply room. Steal everything. Not the medkits though, because we don't need them. Scan the bar table knowing fully well that we won't end up making it. Scan the vending machine knowing fully well that we won't end up making it. Scan the single wall shelf knowing fully well that we will end up making it. Take all the food, water, and batteries from every cabin you can access. Type 2679 into this keypad to enter the captain's quarters. Take the blueprint that allows us to complete the game, the time capsule, and also the rocket. Go back out the way we came. Whatever you do, do not attempt to repair the drive core. There are 1s, maybe 10s, maybe even 17s of bleeders in the water, and while it is technically possible to kill them fast enough to take damage, I don't trust myself to have that fast of a reaction speed. After you come outside and make a fast getaway in the Seamoth, we are now the proud owners of lots of food and water, base decorations, the prawn suit blueprints, and the rocket blueprints, all without taking a speck of damage. My new major objective is to make a prawn suit and deck it out with as many helpful upgrades as we can so that we can, you know, progress through the storyline of Subnautica, so I made a cute little bedroom. The vehicle upgrade console is one of the coolest things in Subnautica. Not only can you deck out your vehicles with the sickest upgrades ever, but you can also completely customize your vehicle's color and name at no cost, giving you the opportunity to let your imagination run wild. We named our Seamoth 8 grams of plain flour. With our drippy new trusty steed, we went to go search— Are you fucking kidding me? With our old crusty sea glide, we went to go search for a wreck in the Grand Reef which contains both the prawn suit grapple arm and the prawn suit drill arm. The scary thing about the Grand Reef is these thermal vents are scattered everywhere. They are pumping out so many AI generated videos that if I even go remotely near them, I'll take 1 tick of damage and instantly die. Thankfully, the wreck doesn't have too many vents near it, so it was quite easy to grab the arm blueprints and dip. I realized that it was taking 20 seconds too long to find my base, so I went back to the safe shallows to find the beacon blueprint, which went— Apparently, the radiation had spread so far that it was right next to my life pod. Thankfully, the radiation takes a second or two to start damaging you, so even though my heart sank down to my kneecaps, we were okay. But it was all worth it though, because now we can name our base 5 liters of To make the prawn suit and all of its upgrades, we needed quite a lot of lithium and diamond, which come from shale outcrops. Collecting shale the old-fashioned way is so slow though. I really wish that there was a bar biome that we had built relatively close to that would allow us to get large amounts of shale in a short period of time. Meet Larry and Eugene, the sea treaders. Whenever they walk, they kick up shale outcrops from the sand, pretty much giving you unlimited shale. And since the developers removed their ability to deal damage to you in an update years ago that I never knew about, I feel pretty safe to stay here for as long as I need. With our inventory full of delicious, shiny, valuable, and very sharp materials, we made the prawn suit, which we named for Choc Chip, obviously. And yes, since the prawn suit is a vehicle, it too will explode if it takes 1 damage. But after testing the prawn suit in a creative world, I realized something interesting. The prawn suit not only takes 0 collision damage, but it also doesn't take damage from biters, stalkers, and sand sharks. It does instantly get destroyed if attacked by a crab snake, a bone shark,
A tiger plant, a river prowler, a crab squid, a warper, a reaper, a ghost leviathan, a sea dragon.
but still, that's every creature in the early game biomes accounted for. Now we need the prawn suit grapple arm, drill arm, torpedo arm, and reinforced dive suit. You may be a little confused by those last 2 items, but bear with me for a second. The torpedo is an arm that shoots torpedoes. The gas torpedo is a torpedo that shoots gas. Usually, the torpedo arm is a nightmare to use since the torpedo moves slower than a wooden plank trying to swim, and the gas never does enough damage to actually mean anything. But if it's dealing 100 times the damage, we might be able to insta-kill some leviathans if they start charging at us. This is pretty much my eject button, my last resort if things get too hairy. And we're getting the reinforced dive suit because if you wear it in the inactive lava zone, you won't take any damage from the half-boiling temperature water. But before we do any of this, we need to account for the one resource bottlenecking us, and that's time. And after taking a quick break to fill up on bleach-flavored water, we can now make the dive suit and all the prawn suit arms we need. And if we spend a few minutes in Chernobyl, we can load up the torpedo arm. Now we have absolutely everything we need to— oh, wait a minute. Now we have everything needed to collect some nickel to further upgrade our prawn suit to only then be able to progress the story. I know this is a lot of preparation, but I need to make sure everything goes somewhat smoothly. And this is where we get to the second worst part of the run, all because of the warper. We need to bring our prawn suit through the deep Grand Reef, which is full of warpers, to make it to the Lost River to grab some nickel.
I hear him, bro. He's right behind me. That...
I got very lucky choosing this specific part of the Lost River because A, it was packed to the brim with all of the nickel, crystalline sulfur, and ruby that a man could ask for, and 2, it had no threatening creatures around whatsoever. No joke, the only dangerous thing about this area was my intrusive thoughts telling me to press the E key while submerged in toxic brine. Do you remember that time ages ago when we had to go through the deep Grand Reef? Well, now we have to go through starting from the other direction. Getting out of the deep Grand Reef with a prawn suit is hard enough, but being targeted by warpers with the ability to delete your save file at a moment's notice is just the comically large cherry on top.
Go away! What the f— I see it. Please, please, please.
So anyway, after using our new materials to deck out our prawn suit with the depth module and jump boost module, we needed to get some purple tablets and ion cubes. The plan was simple: use our grapple arm to fling all the way from our base to the floating island, beat the stupid crabs to death, take this purple tablet, scan this purple tablet, then bring this purple tablet over to the Sparse Reef ion cache, grab the 6 ion cubes, bring the 6 ion cubes back home, and make some more purple tablets. That is 15 minutes of gameplay condensed into 15 seconds. You're welcome. Now like the goddamn video. Everything went just according to plan, which means it was time to head to the lava zone. This is the journey that turns men into scared men. The journey that could very easily go wrong and where any mistake means imminent death. My inventory is full of stuff that we need to minimize going back and forth between our base and the lava zone. Tablets, power cell, the resources to power a base and make a modification station, and the resources to upgrade our depth module. Don't mind the fact that I'm missing like 50% of the items needed for that. We need to go back down into the Lost River using the same path we took earlier.
Oh my god, I'm so scared to mess something up. Okay. Fuck, I already messed something up. Oh my god, stop getting stuck.
First checkpoint has been reached. Now, we need to sneak past the ghost leviathan in the gargantuan skeleton cave. The most effective way to do this is by eating a roast chicken. Now, since I'm biologically not considered a large herbivore, he isn't interested in eating me. The river prowlers, on the other hand, are very slow-moving creatures, so as long as I remain to be the fastest prawn suit pilot this world has ever seen, as well as the only prawn suit pilot this world has ever seen, we can make it to the second checkpoint of the journey. Next up, we need to navigate the inactive lava zone while there's warpers, lava lizards, and prehistoric dinosaurs throwing shit at us. All three of these creatures have ranged attacks, the warpers in particular being able to hit you while you're safe in the prawn suit. At the very least, if my prawn suit gets destroyed, the reinforced dive suit will protect us against the 50°C water. No, I'm not converting that to Fahrenheit because you can do that yourself. Wait, I'm already here. Why was that so incredibly easy? Oh, okay, that makes sense actually. That's my bad. I'm gonna take this opportunity to never speak again.
Get away, get away, get away. No, 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 no.
Also, fun fact, if I was 1 second slower to get into this cave, I'm pretty sure that fireball would have hit me and destroyed my prawn suit. Theoretically, this tiny cave should be perfectly safe from the 100-meter long dragon. You know, unless he clips through the wall like he does pretty much every single time you're in this biome. In this cave, we collect a bunch of kyanite for the depth module and to make the rocket later, and now we made it to checkpoint 3, the alien thermal plant. We grab the blue tablet to make a blue tablet because this game only gives you one while at the same time requiring 2 to beat the game, and we unlock the ion power blueprints which you also need to make the rockets. We can't take our prawn suit into the active lava zone just yet, so let's take this teleporter up to the surface and build a little shack inside the alien moon pool, which I actually didn't know was possible until now. So unfortunately, because my legume-sized brain forgot to bring enough titanium and lithium to upgrade the depth module, we need to risk our lives in one of the most dangerous biomes in the game to go get more. We found the 2 lithium needed in less than 10 seconds, but getting the titanium on the other hand, well, let's just say we had to play dodgeball against a warper and we had to play hide and seek against a reaper. So... Now we make a blue tablet, deconstruct the fabricator, make a prawn suit depth module Mark II, deconstruct the modification station, equip the depth module, go back through the portal to the alien thermal plant facility, stock up on more ion cubes just in case I didn't bring enough, and now there's one more section of the journey left. We have to make a quick and stylish dash to the primary containment facility. If my prawn suit breaks while I'm in the active lava zone, I will instantly die. I can't step on the lava, I can't get shot by a warper, I can't get shot by a sea dragon or a lava lizard. I'm literally piloting a vehicle with the hull integrity of 4 chalk chips. Oh. In through the cave, out through the other side of the cave. The path to the finish line is right there. No sea dragon in sight. I put the C in sea dragon because AI be seeing the finish line, motherfucker.
One more section. Come on. Lava lizard, I swear to f***ing God. No, 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 no. Dude, f*** off. Go away. Go away. No! No, 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 no! Go away!
You seek help.
Oh my god.
Our reward? Saying hi to the only other English-speaking citizen on this planet. If you were trapped in your mother's basement for 1,000 years, what would be the first thing you do when you're finally getting the chance to escape? The Sea Emperor's answer was getting us to make her a plant-based smoothie. One of the plants she wanted was right here in her basement. One of the plants we got from the other side of this portal. Shit, I need to eat more chicken. We can kill 3 birds with 1 stone here by getting the other plants from near our mountain base. The Reaper shouldn't pose any threats if we stay far enough away from him, but the bone sharks tend to love just absolutely beelining for the prawn suit. So we need to grab the plant sample's stat and get out of there as fast as we... No!